Okay, so what do you guys think, like, the themes of, like, the paragraph or poem are?
I think it's kind of like it's teaching a life lesson, and each character represents something. Like it could represent, like the raven would represent like a feeling.
Yeah, I wrote like the same thing that Alyssa just said. So
Yeah, I think that it's just teaching like you can't stay trapped in the house, like your feelings. You can't stay in grief, really.
yeah,
I think, you can't make fear leave. Because he was trying to
Yeah.
get the raven, which he thought was evil, away, but it wouldn't leave, even when he tried.
Yeah, I kind of felt like the whole thing was leading up to something bad happening.
yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
first the ominous tapping, and then there's the raven.
Yeah. And I think part of the theme could be that like some things like aren't what they seem because he kept thinking someone was at his door and then he couldn't see anyone and then eventually the raven appeared and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, if it did teach something, what would each character represent?
I think the raven, like, represents, like, something bad, something evil or something.
I think he represents like, because I guess the main character lost someone named Lenore,
Mm-hmm.
so he represents kind of the grief for him, like the sadness, and he won't go away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
yeah, like he kept calling Lenore and he could hear like something echoing it.
Yeah, it seems like the man is trapped in the house.
Yeah, and he's kind of like trapped in his own feelings. Kinda.
Yeah.
Like the raven, it could represent fear or death or something.
Yeah.
Or sadness.
Yeah, I kind of thought that the raven also represented those things.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it would be a happy
Not at all.
thing.
Speaking of that, what do you guys think the mood is?
It's just sad because he uses really dark words like dreary, dark, sad, silken terrors. Like he uses really dark words, and it's at midnight, and he talks about like graves sometimes and evil spirits.
That's why I kind of think it's mysterious, because the tone isn't really, like, happy, but it's mysterious, because, like, he doesn't know what's at the door.
Yeah, like I said
There's no one
earlier,
there.
I think it's like leading up to something really bad happening.
Yeah.
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 Like ominous.
And it's like really
Yes,
mysterious
that's a good
kind of, and things are just all dark singing. Yeah, like bad things are gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay, how does the author use narrators or characters to tell a story, paint a picture? I said that the raven didn't talk very much, but the main character, or the narrator, kind of talks a lot. Like he only said one word. He just said nevermore, so he's kind of saying that he's never gonna leave, and like he's just kind of dark and mysterious.
The mood of the story also helps show what's going on. Or, like, the man in the story, he's angry because
Yeah.
it won't go away. And that can show you, like, what might be happening.
So I found some words. It says, like, it repeats something at the end. It says something about, like,
Oh, yeah, that
lamp
part.
or something. It says the lamp, like, floated over, or, like, something like that. And then at the end it says that again. It says, on the cushion's velvet lining, the lamp floated over, and then, but whose velvet violet lining with lamp light gloating over.
At the end, it also repeats
Yeah.
like the prophet thing with evil and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then I looked up some definitions, and he said I implore, and I looked up in before because I know what that meant, and it says he like implores. So basically, he's like pleading him to go away.
Yeah. He's pleading him kind of angrily at the end.
Yeah.
He seems to be getting annoyed and frustrated with it.
Mhm. Yeah, at like the very end of the thing, it says, "In my soul, from out the shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore." And I was like confused on that part, but then like I thought about it, and I think it might mean that like he doesn't want his soul to be like, he wants it to be out of the shadow and like to
In the light.
Yeah.
like get rid of all his like bad things that he has going on, and like he can't like let go.
That makes sense. I agree with that.
Because it says like it
Yeah,
can't be lifted.
Or I was also thinking that maybe it was something like the raven had done too.
Yeah, he could have done something. And then also with the light going over the raven, he's causing a shadow. So if the raven were gone, then there wouldn't be a shadow, there'd be a light, and then he'd be like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then a while earlier, it was weird because the main character said something about, he said, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. It seems like he has had like other birds there or something. He said something else there too, but they went away. And he says his hopes have also went away.
I mean, like, it seems like the raven would be kind of a bad guy or something.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Maybe he also isn't.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, you don't really know enough about his character. Really tell.
And then,
Up at the top, sort of, or in the middle, it says, "But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there was spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore." So I think that kind of means he's still kind of maybe Lenore didn't die. Maybe like they left, and maybe he's hoping that they'll come back.
Yeah. Like he's kind of holding on to her
Yeah.
and like still hoping that she's still there.
it also says somewhere, it says, when the raven just comes, it says, "For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door." So it seems like he's saying that he's lucky to have him at first, like right when he first sees him. That's what it sounds like, and then he realizes that it's bad because he thinks he'll just go away. It's just another bird.
But when it doesn't go away.
Yeah, and at first, did he mean that like he thought it was someone knocking at his door, like a visitor?
Yeah,
Didn't he mention that?
I think that's what he meant.
Do you think in a way he thought it might be Lenore?
Yeah,
Because
he was calling out the word.
Yeah.
So it must have been, and they said somewhere that Lenore was a maiden, so it was probably a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, a rare and
do you
radiant
know the
maiden.
part where it would take me a little bit?
I tried to search up the word.
Says,
Lenore.
like, though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no graven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Like, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. That's really hard to read. So I looked up Plutonian, and it's like, I'm gonna read the definition. It says, for association with the underworld, or relating to the dwarf planet Pluto. So it's almost like Nevermore the Raven is like been sent from the underworld, maybe to fetch the main character or something.
To take him?
Yeah, I never thought of it.
Why would he want to take him?
I don't know.
Is there any other clues?
maybe he
The
did something
poem
bad.
doesn't really give much background information.
No, it
Maybe
doesn't.
it's just because he's so like he seems kind of weak because he's so like sad and like
Mm-hmm.